very tight that we needed to look after, settle, and have us where we are now. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the show, Issues of Today, here on Voice of Liberia, 104.1. Coming to you live from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. It feels good to be here tonight. And so let me just give you the lineup of what you're going to be doing. Too many things happening in Liberia. Good evening, folks. Too many things happening in Liberia. And like I said, some of the issues are good, some of the issues are bad. But what can we do as people to make the bad ones to be good and to make the good ones to continue to be good in Liberia? So here we are again tonight. And we've converged to do what we love to do best. We've converged to do the people's job. And we going to be here up to 9 o'clock tonight on the program. We, at 8 tonight, we play host to the National Youth Chair of the Congress of Democratic Change, in person of Emmanuel Johnson. Emmanuel Johnson will be our guest. On today, they had a communication sent to the National Elections Commission complaining the threat against one of their senior partisans, the current Secretary General of the party, in person of Jefferson Tamakoji. So the chairman of the National Youth League of the Congress of Democratic Change will be my guest on tonight's edition at 8 o'clock. And we're going to rumble into that issue and some other issues, by the way. Before that time, at 7 o'clock, we return to talk about this issue that has to do with the death of Councillor Glorious Musu's cat daughter. And today, we will take more time to listen to Colonel Prince Moluba, the man that is heading the entire investigation. I've been told there are some fresh updates, but we will not jump the gun. We will wait for the relevant institutions of government. But also we'll provide something, and we'll be calling for the Justice Minister to recuse himself from the ongoing investigation, and so that he should have nothing to do with it, because it is clear that he could become a possible witness to this entire thing. And so that of which we want to make very clear here tonight. So coming up shortly, we go to the international desk to talk to our international correspondents. On today, we will go to Sierra Leone to talk to the man John Wakefield. And then we will go to the Gambia to talk to Amadou Kante. And then we will make some other efforts to reach to other countries where our correspondents are, to talk to them concerning what's happening in their areas. And we will do that tonight on the show. But like I said, our major point of discussion here at 7 will be about the continuation of the quote-unquote murder case. It is important that we discuss this so as to, educate the public more about this entire thing, and call on the relevant government institutions responsible to do the needful, because the Liberian people need to know the cause of death. The Ministry of Justice on today, through the Ministry of Information, they've announced the process of autopsy. So they're going to be doing autopsy, and it is something it was commending, but we think it is just fair enough that the Minister of Justice, who is a possible witness, to recuse himself from this entire process. We will reach to that point and gave you reasons why we think the Justice Minister is a possible witness, and inasmuch that he was the very first person to have received one of the persons that perceived to be a suspect, Madam Gloria Mususkat, based on the self-confidence she has, that she did not run to anyone when the incident occurred, when they took the girl at the hospital, before taking the body at St. Moses. It must have been very clear that she have a confidence that she must have said some, important things to the Justice Minister, because she said that in her press release and other statements she made. So at 7 o'clock, we will look at that issue, deep into it, as we set the stage for the chairman, the youth chair of the Congress of Democratic Change, CDC. So now we're going to go to Sierra Leone to talk to John Wakefield, our Sierra Leonean correspondent, where the leadership and representatives of the main opposition party in the Sierra Leone parliament, that's the All People's Congress, APC for short, Coalition for Change Party, that's C for C, the National Grand Coalition, and the Sierra Leonean People's Party, SLPP, have signed a communique, a dialogue launch convened by the Political Parties Regulation Commission. And so as the country builds up to the June 2023 elections, scarlet tones of violence have occurred nationwide, and there are lots of things happening. And so we're going to go to John Wakefield to tell us about what exactly the communique signed by these political parties. What are the indications? John Wakefield joins us tonight from Freetown, Sierra Leone. John, good evening, and thank you tonight for joining us from Freetown. John, good evening. Oh, too bad. We were going to read John Wakefield from Sierra Leone on the program tonight, so as to speak to him concerning this development tonight on the show. John, good evening. What's happening with John Wakefield? John, good evening. John, are you there?
Hello, I cannot get you. Hello?
John, are you getting us now? Good evening. Are you getting us? John? Okay. So let us go back to John and see as whether, I don't know if it is, okay, I think it should be from John, but we're going to rejoin him on the show to talk to him so that he can fill us in with the signing of a communique by opposition political institutions. John, good evening. John, good evening. What's happening with join system there? Okay, let's leave join and go to somewhere else. Let's go to the Gambia and see as whether either which one of the areas has the problem. We go to Amadou Kante now to speak with Amadou Kante, where as the National Assembly held its first ordinary session in the 2023 legislative year. Now, Gambia's Minister for Petroleum and Energy, on behalf of the Finance Minister, on Monday tabled motions of financial agreements of the government of the Gambia and the European Investment Bank on the electricity restoration and modernization project worth over $500 million. On the line now is Amadou Kante. He joins us from the Gambia. Amadou, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sekou, and thank you very much for having me.
It's good to have you tonight. How's the Gambia?
Well, yes, Gambia is fine, relatively calm, and okay, things are popping up as usual. It's almost, just after 6 p.m. here in the Gambia, so Gambia is okay.
Now, Amadou, tell us what were the main concerns of the parliamentarians before ratifying the energy loan project in the country?
Well, thank you very much once again. Well, I think the National Assembly members were relatively concerned because knowing the Gambia as a country, a lot of project has been ratified before by the parliamentarians, and as the Minister of Energy brought again a new loans and grants to be ratified by them, they were raising some queries or questions before the minister with regards to the effective and the beneficiaries of these loans or projects that were put before them. So during the minister's presentation, he outlined some areas, specifically 1,000 schools and hospitals, that about 100 hospitals that were said to relatively concerned because knowing the Gambia as a country, a lot of project has been ratified before by the parliamentarians, and as the Minister of Energy brought again a new loans and grants to be ratified by them, they were raising some queries or questions before the minister with regards to the effective and the beneficiaries of these loans or projects that were put before them. So during the minister's presentation, he outlined some areas, specifically 1,000 schools and hospitals, that about 100 hospitals that were said to relatively concerned because knowing the Gambia as a country, a lot of project has been ratified before by the parliamentarians, and as the Minister of Energy brought again a new loans and grants to be ratified by them, they were raising some queries or questions before the minister with regards to the effective and the beneficiaries of these loans or projects that were put before them. So during the minister's presentation, he outlined some areas, specifically 1,000 schools and hospitals that about 100 hospitals that were said to relatively concerned because knowing the Gambia as a country, a lot of project has been ratified before by the parliamentarians, and as the Minister of Energy brought again a new loans and grants to be ratified by them, they were raising some queries or questions before the minister with regards to the effective and the beneficiaries of these loans or projects that were put before them. So during the minister's presentation, he outlined some areas, specifically 1,000 schools and hospitals that were relatively concerned because knowing the Gambia as a country, a lot of project has been ratified before by the parliamentarians, and
did the minister outline
the Minister of Energy and a new loans and grants to be ratified by them. They were raising some queries or questions before the minister.
Amadou, are you? I hope what's happening.
The beneficiaries of these loans or projects that were put before them. So during during the minister's presentation, he outlined some areas specifically.
Amadou, are you getting? Are you getting us?
Hospitals that,
What's
about
happening?
100 hospitals that were set to.
Okay, we need to let Amadou go and get him back in the system. What's happening? Amadou keeps, anyway, let me go back to Amadou to connect him. Okay, we go back to the Gambia to talk to Amadou Kante, Voice of Liberia correspondent in the Gambia.
And try.
Okay, so let's reconnect with Amadou. Okay. Let's go to John Whitfield there in Sierra Leone and see if we can reconnect with John Whitfield and talk to John concerning what's happening in the Sierra Leone. Then we'll go back to Amadou as to whether we will have him on, as to whether we're going to have him on so fast. All right, so let's go to we're trying to see as whether we can go back to John Whitfield. John is Voice of Liberia correspondent in Sierra Leone, and we're going to talk to him tonight as to what's coming concerning the communique that has been signed by opposition political parties in Sierra Leone. Most of the African countries, they're going to elections. Now Nigeria is clear of the zone, so they are ahead of everyone now. So they've gone through the process. So we'll go back to Sierra Leone now to talk to John Whitfield, who's Voice of Liberia correspondent in the Gambia. We're going to talk to him concerning. Let's go back to John Whitfield to talk to him tonight, and so we can have him on. John, good evening. John, good evening. John, good evening. I don't know what we're hearing you, John. I don't know what's going on with your system.
Hello.
There. Yeah, John, good evening. Oh my God, of that. Yeah. Okay, what's happening with our guys? What's going on with them? What's going on with them? What's going on with them? We're trying to connect them, but I don't know what's going on with them. Okay. Yes, there's something I want to say today, and I think is much better. This thing about what transpired at UL, right? I think I want to say something about it, which is very, very important. And let me have it right here so that I can have a fair stuff. Let's go back to John again and see if we cannot have this time around. Then we call it a day. Maybe we need to do some adjustment, and want to sincerely apologize for that. John, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
John is like okay. Good evening. Thank you for joining
Now
us
I
tonight.
can get you clear.
Okay. Apparently, maybe you did. Okay. Thank you, John. How is Freetown tonight?
Well, it's normal. It's a little bit cold in Freetown, but it's just normal.
Okay, the leadership and representatives of the main opposition party in the Sierra Leone Parliament, and that's the All People's Congress APC Coalition for Change Party, the National Grand Coalition, and the Sierra Leone People's Party. That's the most populated opposition political parties as the SLPP have signed a communique. And John, we want you to tell us, take us through why these parties need to sign a communique ahead of the elections in Sierra Leone.
So it is no secret that Sierra Leone went through what we called 11 years of senseless and bloody war. Thousands of people were killed, women and girls were raped, properties were destroyed. Over 20 years down the line, on August 10th also, we had that riot. And these are grievances from people from within our community sectors. So because now we have seen skeletons of this war and we do not want a repetition, and our politicians have been seen as demigods, they thought it fit that because they have large following, it was necessary for them to sign a communique to pledge that they are going to be custodians and examples of the peace in our society, and thereby cascade it to their supporters, and also let their supporters know that elections is not a do or die affair. It's a winner takes it all, and no matter what, it is more about Sierra Leone than any other individual or even a political party.
What is the status of the country's peace ecosystem as we speak, by the way, John?
I wouldn't say it is fragile, but I would rather say it is relatively peaceful. So, but there are still certain issues or semblance of what happened when we had the war. So apart from politics or elections, sometimes where it brings about fights between opposing parties, but we have other issues. For instance, economic issues. Remember when we had August 10, people came out to riot or protest because of the economic situations in the country. As I speak to you, Sekou, up till now, average Sierra Leonean is still struggling to live $1 per day. So people are already vexed or angry about the situation. So the sooner you trigger them, they have the tendency to burst out and express themselves in a very grievous manner.
What exactly, John, did they point out to in the communique that the PPRC believes goes against electoral ethics in Sierra Leone?
Many a times when we have elections or even the build-ups to campaigns, vulgar words, obscenities, hate speech, which has become the order of the day, cyberbullying, which has become the order of the day. Recently, the opposition party, APC, concluded a national delegates conference. On the returning to Freetown, we saw skirmishes between them and the main government, which is the SLPP. And you also see people attacking women, attacking innocent people just because of party color. So all of these things being identified by the PPRC, there are some of them, well, all of them, they are placed in the community for these leaders and representatives of this party to pledge that, look, we will not have a repeat of this, no matter who you are and no matter the party you belong to.
John, will this make any difference ahead of the elections in Sierra Leone?
It will definitely make a difference because now that they have signed as leaders and representatives, they have a responsibility now to talk to their supporters. After they would have spoken to their supporters, anyone found wanting during the build-ups to campaign or election or an ordinary supporter, you will have to be blamed for yourself. Those political demigods will not go and remove you from the cells or probably go and represent you. So whoever perpetrates violence will have to face the law as an individual and not as a representative of a party or a party demigod.
Thank you very much, John Wakefield from Sierra Leone on the program tonight. Issues of today on Voice of Liberia. We go back to the Gambia to see as well we can speak with Amadou Kante, who's going to fill us in with what's happening there in the Gambia tonight on the show. So we go to the Gambia to speak with Amadou Kante. Amadou is Voice of Liberia Gambian correspondent. And so we're going to talk to him tonight on the show. So where he's going to fill us in with what's happening there. Amadou, we want to reestablish this contact with him and see as to whether we can have Amadou on the line from the Gambia tonight. So much to do and so much to talk about after our international update. We'll come back. We'll talk about what's happening, what really transpired today at the grounds of the University of Liberia. And our television carried what transpired today. And so we want to say a few things about it. Right? I want you to get Prince Moluba voice set there. Let's leave. Okay, we cannot have him on. Go ahead and get Prince Moluba voice. We played on yesterday. We want to start our show with that at 7 o'clock. We'll play the entire conversation. Now, on today, I saw on Voice of Liberia page, television, one of our reporters reported about the incident that occurred where you could see in the video footage Aloysius Howard, a peaceful Liberian citizen, no matter who he's connected to, he was being bullied, he was being booed at, and to the extent when he entered his vehicle, you could see the physically attacked on him. Let me say this. You say soup, you call what kind of names or whatsoever. We need to desist from certain things. You know, these days, they sue, they also, they whosoever, they do not have what it takes because they are seen as people that are compromised. They have their own side. They're no longer like those at the time that were reared, not videos, audio, that were reared to the issues. But now and then, they are seen as people of their own political interests. Let me leave that. I don't think people should be denied access to the University of Liberia by anyone. What that transpired today, it was totally wrong on the part of the people that did what they did. I don't know they from soup or what. You cannot go that extent. Now, someone will want to argue that, oh, this man is connected to the Minister of Finance. What is the crime in that? What is the crime? For Aloysius Howard to be connected to Minister Twe, how many of you that don't want to be connected? Some of you that even in a soup that did what you did, if you had the opportunity today, will you not be part? And I want every one of us to condemn the action of these guys at the University of Liberia. Now, they make the University of Liberia to look like serious, unsafe environment for people to visit. See how the guys went ahead today, like to say they had some personal issue on Aloysius Howard. To the extent they continue to boo at the man in a simple Liberian English. The man did not retaliate. He peacefully walked, went to his vehicle, and you could see they physically attacked him. Some of them slapped, punched, and do all kinds of things to him. I think we don't need these kinds of things at the University of Liberia campus. It makes people to understand that that place is just a bunch of unserious and less basic people that go there because of the way the guys from soup they behave. You can't do that. So have you done an investigation that shows that Aloysius Howell has stole something from you before? I think that is bad on the part of soup. Whosoever, those of you that were involved today that did what you did, you need to desist. You cannot make the University of Liberia campus as like a no-go zone, like to say, even though, literally in the education time, you say, oh yeah, that different government, yeah, all that kind of a crap. But you don't go to the extent and do what you did today. And at times when they're doing these things, no one seems to tell them what you're doing is wrong. No one. So why if now Aloysius Howell is at the University of Liberia? So you will deny him of him learning at the university? Is that a place owned by SOUP? The university is owned by SOUP? That they will decide who to go there, who not to go there? I think the guys did not do well today. Inasmuch we do not sit there and encourage people to be corrupt, but there's no report to authenticate or to point fingers at Aloysius Howell that is corrupt. The man not working in government. The man is with the Minister of Finance. Yes, he enjoys the confidence of the Minister of Finance. There's nothing wrong about it. He commits no crime. He's a Liberian. It is his right to even work in the government if he's given the opportunity to work in any positions in Liberia, once he's qualified. And then you people went, started nagging, oh, the man, roll, TB, roll. Is that the way you turn the whole super issue or all the kinds of things? I think you guys did not do well, and you guys need to desist. It is unfair. What you guys did to Aloysius today was totally wrong. It was totally wrong. Sometimes somebody will say, you choose to do something because you think that you can do it. Nothing might happen at a time. But all we do, God is watching. I could see that sorrow in the face of Aloysius. So you want to tell me now, the man can go to UL again, or because the man knows Samuel Twe? How many of you now know Samuel Twe? Oh, my chief sent me something, but the way you send it looking some kind of way, you gotta really look at him. Yeah. So the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Article 13 of the Liberian Constitution, it gives the right to every Liberian citizen. It says every person. Every person. They were not specific to say one person. Within the Republic, have the right to move up through in this country. They say, okay, Aloysius, don't go the other way because you are Aloysius, or don't go the other way. No. The Constitution is clear. Right? But you can't come now, you come to someone, you say, oh, what a man got to, let me go to something here. You can't come, you say, oh, because the man knows Samuel Twe, so that they come, the man are coming, so he ain't supposed to go to UL. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think the guys there, yes, okay. So Article 13, right? The fundamental rights, freedom of movement of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. It says every person lawfully within the Republic shall have the right to move freely throughout Liberia to reside in any part thereof, and to live therefrom, subject, however, to the safeguarding of public security, public order, public health, or morals, or the rights and freedoms of others. So the law says everybody in Liberia, they've got the rights to move freely to go any part of this country. They did not say Alosha should not go to UL. Students are to know their rights, and they should not mind their student team and infringe on the rights of other people. It is not right. Now, B, that's a power to deport citizens. That is not the place I want to go, right? So when you go to Article 13 that talks about the fundamental right, it is clear that everybody in this country, they've got their own right to move freely. So what the people did today, you violated the right of the freedom of what? You violated the freedom of movement of Aloysius Howard today. You violated his freedom of movement. Right? They did the same thing to the vice president. When the vice president attended NAFA program, they've done it to other people. Inasmuch you are students, you've got your rights, but your rights should not be used to infringe on the rights of another person. They did the same thing to the former Solicitor General, Councillor Cephas. Now today, they've gone to the extent to do it to Alosha Howard, and the only reason why they did it to Alosha Howard, because Alosha Howard knows the finance minister, he's with the finance minister, that the crime the man committed. That's all. So when they started booing at the man, they did not stop booing at the man. They ran behind the man until the man entered his vehicle, and they started to slap on the man. Physically assaulted the man. You cannot do that. That is not a good image for the student community at the University of Liberia, particularly SUP. Sometimes when these students then do these things, then people don't want to talk. We need to call spade a spade. It's not because you're a student or who you think you are, it means you should infringe on the rights of other people. How many times have you advocated for the right things? The only thing that you listen to SUP and other student groups are advocating for, that's self-issues. When last have you heard SUP speaking about some major things that journalists will bring out that tend to benefit the large majority of our country? The only thing they will talk about, that they don't criticize government, that the only thing they can do, then they say, oh yeah, the student party and everything. But one day you will not hear them condemning the opposition of what the opposition has done wrong. Neither to say, so now they make themselves to look like a support base of the opposition in the country. So because the mayor, he knows Samuel Twe, he's with Samuel Twe. Yes, and I think that is the good reason. I think the government is bringing back, civics education in schools in our country. It's very sad. It is very sad. You cannot have people, so you want to tell me that University of Liberia people can go there? SUP should agree who should go to University of Liberia? And I think the police too, let's talk so, at times they need to intervene in the council actions. Because that's total violation of the rights of another person. You don't do that. For some of the people that know Aloysius, he's a very quiet man. A very quiet young man. You can go and do that kind of a thing. You chase the man. The man cannot do what he went there for. You violated the man's fundamental freedom of movement rights that is being guaranteed under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia that governs every one of us. You did not stop there, but when you started to assault the man, when you see the video, you see the man and slapping the man, everything, hitting the man's head. We can't run. We can't do these kinds of things, man. No matter who we are, if we say, oh, we're student, oh, that's student people and everything. So as soon as they tell them, oh, that's student and everything. But I hope the very people that will speak for them are seeing what they're doing. You can do that. SUP should not agree before people go to UL. That is not a whom or to say the personal property of soup, in as much it is one of it is one of the areas. They are one of the institutions there that has voice, but you cannot also stop people, right? So let me go to Article 20 under the Constitution. It says, Article 20, it says, no person shall be deprived. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, security of the person, property, privilege, or any other right, except as the outcome of a hearing, judgment consistent with the provisions laid down in this Constitution and in accordance with due process of law. So listen, when students are doing things, the law say those that are accused, they are innocent until proven guilty. Not Tozo, the U.S. embassy or the U.S. government put sanction on the people. Where is it that the due process has shown that they did it? You saying that Aloysius Howard is a criminal whatsoever? Have there been any due process to show that Aloysius Howard stole this money or did this thing or he did this before? Was Aloysius Howard taken to court? He's found guilty? Sometimes the students, they can do things, then people can ask, are they real students? Because students are to be on top of their game. If you don't have personal issue or different thing under your sleeves, you don't go and get into these kinds of things. Because you should know better that the law is clear that people are proven innocent until X, Y, Z. They are not guilty. Is there any point in time that you can point to that Aloysius Howard has been taken to court for whatsoever you've alleged of him that caused you today to go and put him out of that place and say he should leave? Do you have any court record showing that Aloysius Howard stole money from the government? We need to desist from these kinds of things. It is totally bad. Then that's the reason why I said, when the students do these things, when people get to hear about it, then they ask, are they students? Are they real students? Or are they just at the University of Liberia campus just to cause chaos or cause problems? Because the thing is clear. Article 20 of the 1986 Constitution that talks about the guarantee of due process, jury trials required. It says Article 20A, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, security of the person, property, privilege, or any other right except as the outcome of a hearing, judgment consistent with the provisions laid down in this Constitution and in accordance with due process of law. Justice shall be done without sale, denial, or delay. So they're telling you the only way you can say you must go through all these things. Now, if the students, the soup people believe that Aloysius did something contrary or he's involved into some corrupt issue, they have the right to take him to court as citizens of the country. But you can go, you stop somebody, you say, but again, that's the University of Liberia. Like my manager, Darlington Papa, would say. That is the University of Liberia. That is it for us. At times we ourselves create our own monster and we live with them. What the guys did today to Aloysius Howard was totally wrong. You cannot do that to a young man. Put yourself in that shoe. Look at what you guys did to that young man today. You humiliated the man. You violated his fundamental rights, his right to movement. Let me take 5 calls on this thing and I'll move on to the main issue. 0770-907-907. This UL thing will reach to a point it will be heavy for us in the country here. 0770-907-907. 0880-907-907. I want to see the justification from the soup people.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, how are you? Sekou.
Go ahead.
This is Emmanuel Richardson, the member of a regular citizen. And I call from Upper Carwell.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to everything you said. Sekou. We are calling on our people. Moreover, the council of churches, the international community, to please talk to Sue. Because, look, we will be real here, Sekou. We will not sit here, we that support our people, and we see there always been a rise on the university campus. We will not sit always to see that happening. That place is a public place. That place is a place for people to go. That place, not anybody, buy that place and say, oh, that my grandfather inherited here, I was on ULD, so we can decide who to come here. We are appealing to the international community to intervene. Nobody coming out with press release. All right? Nobody saying anything right now. All right? It's going on our hand. We will not sit there and allow few guys to always disgrace our people. We will not allow that. We are saying to them, what happened today will be the last. That few group of young men will always be in the habit of disgracing our people. We will not accept that. So we are appealing to
Okay, thank you. Let me take this person. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a bishop. I'm a student of the University of Liberia.
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Okay, we follow the situation at the University of Liberia, and we saw some angry students, booing at Mr. Elisha Howe.
They even wounded the man.
Well, from my perspective, the students were never wrong, to be honest.
Oh.
There were many situations on the campus of the University of Liberia ranging from March 31st. The students were brutalized.
Okay, so you see how some of y'all can talk. Hello. So okay, so Alosha supposed to take action, eh?
Elisha is one of the stooges in the regime.
I beg you, man. I thought you come. They damaged the man vehicle. I'm just seeing the picture. They damaged the man vehicle. They wounded the man. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you all so much for the topic of discussion. And this is Narikin Atanas Duchi calling from Westspring. These things are relating to our brothers on the UF campus called themselves SU or any other student, or party. They're becoming an embarrassment for our society, more especially for our children and our brothers and sisters who making their way to obtain a degree at a public university, because we realize that with the exception of public or government officials, these guys they even go after their fellow students. They realize that when they have personal issue with administration, they make the issue not just their issue, but they make the issue the entire institutional issue, meaning that they will disrupt classes. They will make sure that there will be no session. You see them moving from class to class, disrupting sessions or professors in class. All these things. So I think that it is time now that our civil society and that of all peace and factors in our society, the international community, the American embassy, who can always come in this garden. It is time now they release and come to at least draw a pendulum.
Okay, thank you. Let me take this person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Bashir and I'm calling from Nimba County.
You calling from Nimba?
Yeah.
You're listening to the radio, right?
Yes.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Well, for what happened on the university campus today, for me, if only me, they should have killed that man.
My man, don't say that one, man. I use it in my kid, man.
I'm not talking now.
Okay, so it's so good you left the line. You calling it from where Nima there, then you say my kid, man. I'm going to take the last person on the line. I will take the last caller on the line, so I call it a day. And then I move on now to our major discussion. But we all need to condemn the action of the guys at the University of Liberia today. We should not condone such action on the part of anyone. UF belongs to no one. It is a public area, and everyone should have access to do what is right there. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Sherry. How are you?
Good evening.
I'm Sheikh Bigger Junior. I join you from Panama Jarvis Market.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I would like to condemn the action taken by the Banga Student Unification Party today. But Mr. Sherry, I would just like to remind you about yesterday when you're on the sea very saying that Madam Scott was the one who murdered her daughter.
My man, listen to me. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you, team, my man. How can I man this? So we're talking about something different. They be bringing about. We'll come into the main thing and everything. So don't worry. Okay, let's go for this. Now, this is the interview of Colonel Prince Moluba. Colonel Prince Moluba is the guy that heading the current investigation that involves the death of Madam Gloria Musu's daughter, including herself and all other parties. So we're going to take our time, and I want you people to listen to the entire interview he had before we come back and say some things.
Prince B. Moluba is my name, and I serve as the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crown Services. That is a criminal investigation, criminal intelligence, and Interpol affairs.
Okay.
That's a very big area. Under me, I have the Major Crime Division, I have the Women and Children Protection Section, and I have the Interpol as well. The transnational organized crime is also monitored and chaired by me.
Okay.
So we have a very huge task that has been bestowed on us by His Excellency George Manawia, the President of the Republic of Liberia. So we take keen interest into doing our work, because this is a country through which some of us will want to serve our country. So that's what we are doing. We're all due diligence.
Okay, so go ahead. You were explaining.
Yeah, so yesterday we said a couple of things, and today again we've come to reiterate, and if there's new thing to add up, we're going to add up based on some of the questions that will be coming to us. On the 22nd of February, which was on Wednesday, between the hours 9 to 9:30 p.m., a sad incident took place at the residence, a Brewerville residence of, or we can say a Virginia residence of the former Chief Justice Gloria Musu's, where an alleged armed robbery incident was reported to the police. And in a space of 10 to 15 minutes, the police from Zone 6, specifically the substation around the VOA, a Hotel Africa Road, called the Zone 6 Depot 1, responded. Simultaneously, the General Commander for Zone 6 also responded with his team on the scene. But again, before the arrival, the victim had been taken to a nearby clinic called the Fit Clinic. Based on the severity of her situation, she was then referred to the Redemption Hospital on the Bourgeois Island, where she was pronounced dead. And police, when you report on the scene, all you look for, you want to get witnesses, you want to talk to victim, you want to talk to bystanders, collect and all of that. So our officers, being cognizant of all of these formalities, were able to identify 3 persons. Though there were a lot of people who came in on a call from the yard because people were yelling for, help, come to us, the armed robbery and all of that. But there were 3 security personnel in the yard, 2 of whom came from a private security firm called the Genesis Security Firm. And another one, making them 3, is a biological cursing to Her Honor Gloria Musu's, who makes them 3. And according to them, they have not gone anywhere like sleeping or taking nap, as you call it in the law enforcement. They were all active, few meetings, having been served food and having eaten the food. They have done their rounds and they were sitting down strategically, observing. All of a sudden, they heard somebody crying from the house.
Okay.
And to take you further, the house we're talking about is a sealed house. When I say sealed, mean everywhere is locked. Everywhere is locked. The windows are all mounted with iron bars. The main entry of the house is mounted inside the house before you get to the corridor. We call it the living room or piazza, mounted with iron gates.
Oh, really?
And you have a living quarters where all the rooms people are supposed to be living in. Before leaving the place to get to the living quarters, you got another mounted iron gate, huge ones. And even to her owner's own door, there's an iron gate. So it means that place is well fortified.
Right, that's the word.
Well fortified. And so the officers took keen note of all of these, and the guy said, look, we have been here serving security. We don't have access to this house. We don't enter there once.
You mean the three?
Yeah, three guys.
What we call watchmen.
Even the cousin, the older man.
He said he himself not entered.
No. They don't have access to the place. But this fateful night, when they heard the cry, one of them decided to walk to see what was happening. But again, the conversation was that perhaps that little girl who always gave the old man, a hard time, maybe she's the one being chastised. So somebody want to see what was happening. So according to this officer, when he got to the window, then the window was slack because they suspect that something was in there. According to the information again, there was pepper spray. Yeah, in the house. So, you realistically, pepper spray, you and pepper spray can stay in this room for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So you need ventilation, right? So obviously the window was slack so that they can have some air. But then somebody was crying, so the guy, being very curious as a security man, went there to find out. And then there's a lady, I wouldn't call her name now, who started to shout, oh, come for us, there's somebody in the house, come, somebody in the house, yelling. So the officer said, what? How do I get to the house? He said, do anything to get to the house. Even the person who is one of the officers, he was called to come, and he was called by his name. Please get in the house, you're coming out, somebody's here, a strange person is here. He said, but how do we get into the house? And accordingly, her owner herself presented a bundle of key through her window to them, to this man, this older man, so that he can open the main gate for others to come, because community people were very eager to enter to see what was going on. But then he tried over and again, he didn't know the specific key to open that door. So he brought the key back. Meanwhile, the armed robbers and other people stayed in there and handed the key to her owner again. Her owner herself identified the keys to her doors. She opened her own door to get out of the house. But before that is done, the officer who had gone earlier to the window where the lady was shouting had managed to break some of the irons, and he used strength to open the longer part of the bars, making way for 3 of the occupants, 3 ladies, one older one, another middle-aged woman, and a little girl managed to get out of the house. When they got out of the house, the guy, according to him, attempted to move into the house because they have been calling for them to come because somebody was in there.
So who guy attempted to move in the house?
One of the security personnel. From Genesis. At the appropriate time, these names will be called.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
go ahead. You don't have to.
He attempted entering because the understanding is that there's somebody strange in the house. So they said, no, don't go there. The place is dark. And in fact, tear gas there, don't go there. So he said, well, the same thing that we don't have access to this house is the same thing. So I can stay right here where he feels somebody could follow to come out. He was standing there to see who comes out after these people.
Right.
So he stood there still. And the other people at the main entry of the house, making way to see whether somebody will come out. Meanwhile, her owner is staying in her room, shouting through her own windows. And then when they returned the key to her, she managed to open the house and came out by herself. Then the deceased was still in there, the victim now. At the time, she has not died. She was in it, and they brought her out and took her to Fit Clinic, and later transferred to Redemption, where she was pronounced dead. So that was it. And then the community people, while the guys were still fighting to find key to open, some of them managed to climb over the fence, and they took object and broke the lock on the main gate. I mean the main gate to the fence. And it will interest you to know that this is a very big yard. I mean the compound is built on 1 acre of land. It's very big. So when they broke the fence, people got access to the place, people came in. But still, the house is being surrounded by conscious-minded people who want to see who's coming out. And where they dwell presently and the thing took place is like, we can say the first floor of it is like a basement type because it's a story building. They are not up, they are down. And so to even think that there's a ceiling, that somebody will go into the ceiling, is unthinkable because it's casted.
Yeah.
So when the guys enter, very eager to know who was there, they search everywhere in the place. Everywhere, in the bathroom, where the girl, the victim was, and all that, everywhere, they turn everything down. That armed robber is yet to be seen.
Wow.
And no one came out. So if you and a 3, 4, 5 person moving into a house where there's an incident, you see somebody coming towards you. Because we are going one way, like in the traffic. We're going one way, another person is coming opposite. Definitely we're going to see them. And there was current, you know. So again, this is what investigation requires. So we are investigating the mystery of this thing. We want to unearth that. We want to get behind it. We want to bring the facts out.
So this information that you just gave came from who again?
It came from the 3 security guards.
The 3 security guards.
3 security guards.
Okay.
So the account of Her Honor Gloria Mususcat and the other occupants are something we stay treating confidential because that is their account. And the only regret is that when the thing took place since the 22nd of February, which was on Wednesday, it was only yesterday that officially our investigators were able to have access to the occupants and Her Honor herself to extract what we call a statement. Information from
did you, like, when we know international investigation, you're a professional, when stuff like that happen right in the home, like maybe my wife died or so, I'm the first suspect they go to usually.
Yeah, you may call it suspect, but you know, when you report the case, you are the reporting person, indirect victim, because the victim is your wife, as you said. So you are an indirect victim, at the same time reporting person. But again, the onus is on you to take the investigator to drill them through, because your information serves as a foundation for any further investigation. Yes, your information you give serves as a foundation for this. If you want to build a solid house to last, the foundation must be solid, must be straight. So that is with investigation, criminal investigation, in layman terms, because we've come here to give this information so that the ordinary person out there will understand what we're talking about.
So this is where my question lies, based on what you said. The little girl who always give the Oma hard time, who made that statement?
The cursing. The cursing who's part of the security guards.
Go over that part.
So this guy, when the officer, because look, let's get it clear. There are 2 private security officers hired from the Genesis Security Services. And the Honor Gloria Mususcat herself brought her cousin, an older person, to join them to serve.
So 3 security.
It's another means of building confidence. You know. Okay, you have your own confidence in those who are giving you security. But you know, he's the one who said perhaps this girl is the one that's being chastised.
Wow.
So the officer from Genesis, being so eager to know what was happening, he had to move there to find out, because he served security. So his somebody is crying in the house, even though the house.
So was the family person who made that remark?
Wow. So and you may have heard that maybe security people open the house. No, the opening we're talking about is that scramble that they had on the window that was slack, and this guy managed, upon their own request, break, and he used some iron like cutlass and other things to break that part, and use his strength to open it, and they forced and set out 3 persons. 1 older man, 1 older woman, an middle-aged woman, and a little girl came out. where he had attempted to enter and is stopping. And he stood still looking out to see who comes out.
Oh, he attempted to enter that window.
And they said no.
They said no.
No. He should not go there because the place, it was dark. The armed robber was in there. So, and he stood there to see whether the armed robber will follow too, because the armed robber would want to get out of the house. Because tear gas was also in the house. Tear gas. So it was in the house.
The pepper spray.
Yeah, pepper spray. So it was in the house. So they waited, and everyone came out, except that the victim was in the bathroom. They had to go for her and brought her and put her in the car and took her to the hospital. So that was it. But again, the hiring of these officers has come as a result of police advice to her honor.
Okay.
You may have heard also that the honor complained or threat on her life.
Yeah.
1 or 2 times. Yeah. We were made to understand that burglary took place on the 8th, and then subsequently on the 9th. That was not reported to police immediately until on the 11th of February. That case was reported through a driver of an honor, Gloria Musuzu's car, who drove to the police station and reported the case. Immediately, police officer followed him in the yard to see what had happened. And upon arrival, the entry through which the perpetrator gained entry had been repaired. So in criminal investigation, it gives some hindrance
to know exactly what happened.
Yeah, the temper would
verify whether actually burglary did take place, because our report will say crime scene observation proved that burglary did occur. In that the perpetrator gained entry S, Y, and Z, but that place was being repaired. How be it? And considering her status, we took that very seriously. We attach very importance to that, and so our officers did an assessment, risk analysis and assessment in the yard, and advised her honor, look, Mom, the yard is so big, and you guys are just so ladies in the yard. So it would be better you hire security to help. We, as national security, is our duty. We're doing regular patrols. Henceforth, we're going to make it our duty to intensify our patrols around here. But you need to have a private security here to be here in the day, in the night, all of that.
So LMP that advised her?
Yeah, we did that advice. And on the basis of that, she, in her wisdom, she understood it was fairly, done, and then she hired the Genesis Security Services only to serve in the night, not in the day.
Okay.
Again, there is another information that you want to understand where we talk about people were working in the house. Yeah, there were some renovation work going on, and the guys would come in. Like, look, the house is such that there's serious restriction as compared to what maybe the executive mansions were.
Really?
Yeah, because
that's the level of security?
Yeah, because you don't enter at will or knock the door and then push the door to come in. Somebody will come out from the house to come and open the door. When you enter, they lock the door behind you.
Wow.
And they take the key in the house. No one has access to the key except her honor and her children or people in the house. Even the security, the security come to them, they come to work serving. And when they come, they knock the door, somebody will come open the door, the gates, and they enter, the gate will be locked, and they be in the fence. So when your time is up, even if you have anything to do outside there, once you enter, you have entered until your time is out to go back home. So that's how the area is restricted, which is good. From outside, inside, everywhere is restricted.
Right.
So that is it. So what we say here, let me not be misconstrued. Someone out there may be thinking, what is he insinuating? Is it that he's disputing the fact that armed robber entered
the house?
So we're laying these bases for our own understanding, because people want to understand. People can analyze many ways, different ways. We are saying that we're trying to let you know, to take you to the scene, because the information we're giving you, you can imagine how that area is being secure. So we're telling you this, that how secure, fortified that place is and restricted that place is. So maybe criminals are one step ahead.
I know.
So we are not ruling out the fact that armed robber may have sometimes the opportunity to enter. But that is yet to be proven by thorough investigation. That's what we do.
You have a forensic team that goes maybe out of DNA or fingerprints or whatever, where the cops were in the bathroom or something. Did you see if there's you have splatter experts, if there was blood splatter all over the place, that by armed robber, they do reckless stuff. You might step in there, you see
Maybe like a struggle.
Yes, Kwame, you
right.
Yeah, you speak like an FBI director.
So he's watched too many crime investigation movies.
Those are regular formalities that we are aware of, and those things are under control right now.
Okay.
Specimens have been taken.
Good job.
Exhibits have been extracted.
Okay.
Well secure in our forensic lab. And all of that we've done. A lot of stuff we're taking to we have. Even yesterday, our team responded there, and other stuff were recovered.
At the home?
And they have been taken to our forensic room for analysis. All of this we have done it, and we continue to do, because that place now, since from that hour to now, is being considered a crime scene.
Good job.
It's well secured. It's under the custody of the police, the investigator.
Okay.
No one had access to that except about competent authorization. Meaning that an authorized, competent authority must authorize
like the court or so. I want to ask, you've been talking about the difficulty in obtaining statements from her owner. You say you managed to get that yesterday. Talk about what exactly happened at her home on yesterday, her 16th Street home.
Our 16th Street home, a lot of times we have been rescheduled over and again. Like I said yesterday, as God will have it, we were allowed to talk to her owner and the occupants because she had said earlier she would want to talk to us, not in the absence of a legal counsel.
Okay.
So yesterday she's been represented by the former Chief Justice, her owner, Francis Johnson Morris, and a team of lawyers to show one counsel of fire. So in our presence, we were able to extract some statements from them. Following that, because of what we gathered from them, had compelled the police authority to have released that press release.
That's what I was about to ask.
Inviting her owner and all occupants, except the deceased, to be at the police headquarters today, 10 o'clock.
So let's get it clear. It was following the comments she made, the statement she wrote, that the police deemed it necessary to invite her.
Not she alone.
And all of the other people.
Direct information that we
obviously you can talk about.
Coupled with what the security guards, the first interest, persons of interest that we had in our custody, even including one or two persons from the contractors that we've spoken with earlier. On a based on all of what we've earlier gathered, including what we gathered from her owner and all of her occupants yesterday, had compelled the police, giving us all reason to invite them to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Look, by law, we have been treating her owner with all due courtesy, respect to her status.
Yeah.
Especially that when she has said to us she want to recollect, and we know that she was under that, trauma.
Yeah.
And that was grave. So everyone will understand that. But it's taking too long for this criminal investigation. Not forgetting that life is lost.
Yeah.
A promising young Liberian woman was taken. Life was taken away. So it concerns us a lot. To drag on it. Liberian people say, "Oh, police will investigate." No conclusion. They continue to investigate. But however, the records are there. There are a lot of cases, landmark cases that people would think it wouldn't be solved. In this country, we have solved them.
Yeah.
We solved a lot of them. To the disbelief of some of those who underestimate our intelligence, we have solved those cases. I would not want to go into that.
Yeah.
But yet, people still call them unresolved cases.
Unfortunately. But as you speak, some of the people are sending in questions, and somebody's concerned about, the fact that you're treating, the need to get information from her as a matter of urgency, but then they're saying that you reported before that you spoke to her, and she gave a certain account. So why is it that you want another account?
Let me make that clear again. some times ago, the Inspector General of Police myself appeared before the Senate plenary, though I didn't speak a word. But what happened is that we have a spokesperson. And look, what I'm giving you here should be taken seriously. Any information I give you. Why? Because I sit ahead of criminal investigation.
Yeah.
It's something that I have verified, I have authenticated, that I know that these are things that we have investigated and come to the conclusion that this is the facts.
Yeah.
That's what we're letting out. Now, all of the information giving, following investigation, all of that may be the facts. But what we have come to the public to let you know is something that we have verified, right? So, if there were press release or releases, and in that somebody was quoted by the spokesperson, the Inspector General of Police is the face of the Liberia National Police. He's the first authority. So when he comes to the public and say, look, we haven't spoken to this woman officially, that was it. You had official, in all fairness, something had happened. We had gone there to sympathize and empathize with these people. We sat with her honor, we talked to her in the presence of the Justice Minister, and we exchanged. That was unofficial. Right? That was unofficial. Officially, whatever we had extracted from them yesterday, that's the official conversation that we had, because it's on records, and we can quote her direct. So to say, somebody say, oh, as narrated by this, and somebody saying, oh, you have not spoken to the woman, why will you quote her? So that's why we said, no, we didn't speak to her. We have not spoken to her. And so everything that we will have to say further, henceforth, will be quoted from what we extracted yesterday officially in the presence of a counsel. That will be admissible in court.
Are we looking at a cold case or something that you can crack as an expert?
You know, we are getting there. We are closing in on those stuff, and it will be a shock. It will be a shock to people.
Oh, wow.
Because for us, this is our job. We've got a lot of experiences in this. We've got a lot of experience in it. We are not surprised if such case that will be busted. The facts will come out. Then people say, "How?" Hey. But we are not surprised because it is a science. And we are doing like calculation. Unless we do the wrong calculation, we come up with wrong answers, like mathematics. Once we are doing a calculation rightfully, following all of the formulas and coming out with right answers, maybe it's zero. It's positive, you can say positive 0 or negative 0.
I want to bring your attention
or you say positive 1 or negative 1.
I know.
So it's not the same thing, right? So we are making sure that our you know,
anything, Chris?
Our T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, and then when we're coming out, if it is positive 1, it should be positive 1, that we can stand in court boldly to testify and prove and successfully prosecute who will be perpetrator of the crime.
There was this story in one of the papers this morning. You know, they sort of gave a narrative that I think you need to clarify. It was the Daily Observer. They said that firstly, you are pursuing a narrative that you've been pressured by a certain political group to do, and that you want to obtain another account from her by inviting her this morning in a threatening manner when you already have 7 hours with her. That's what they reported. They say you already have 7 hours with her to talk to her and all of this stuff.
In the first place,
so you might want to respond.
In the first place, let the concerned person understand also that I think it should be his or her prerogative now to find out why, since the 22nd, the police will have access to these people yesterday. Check from the 27th to yesterday.
22nd
So it didn't bother them, it didn't surprise them, it's nothing to them. Why this happened when somebody is dead, when somebody has been killed? And as a result of an alleged, armed robbery attack. And people who should lead the police with this investigation had shied away only because someone is saying that I had to recollect. And we understand the fact that people, when things that they happen, they are under that kind of stress and trauma. So we get at the time. So why are they not thinking about this? But let me come to the point. The 7 hours they're talking about, there's nowhere in the world you do criminal investigation and the police officer is being controlled by people you are investigating. Controlling in a foreign manner that at a certain point, the person before you that you are interviewing will have to say, look, I want to attend 1 or 2 things, I'm coming back. Let's do this, I'm doing this. Let's do this. And you get people who are not supposed to be present, or surrounded. So in this case, in criminal investigation, only the legal counsels must be part of this conversation.
Or the person
not
you're
a lot
questioning.
of people. When you asking questions, somebody will come and say, "Oh, that question not relevant."
I know.
And so let me learn. So all of these caused the delay. If we spend 7 hours, that was the reason. We should not have spent 2 hours taking statement from somebody.
So you mean the family members were around and then people were interfering with it?
That's a private home.
Okay.
This should have been done at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. The world over, you do that. You don't do it this way. This is a criminal matter. It's not a civil thing. So somebody died. We've given all of that time because we feel the pinch, and all of us feel we are humans. And so when it is time for that investigation, once you have given in with the reliance that you have your legal counsel, I mean, no one is above the law. Come to the police. So now that we submit to all of these, and we got the first-hand information, on the basis of that, we feel we could further talk. There's a need to talk to them further. That's why we say this time around it's not going to be in private homes. It should be at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, where we sit to do the Liberian people's work. That's what we're saying. There's no threat. Is one of the legal luminaries of our country, right? If in a court somebody would say, I will take advantage of the law and go to the Supreme Court, is that threat? If a lower court rules against you, and your counsel say, look, we will take appeal to the Supreme Court, is that a threat?
No.
Yeah, because you said you're going to use every legal means possible.
So in this case, we are saying failure to adhere to our request. We're going to take all legal means through the court to have them come. We got a lot of windows to our disposal. That is, maybe we'll go to the court to subpoena them. Since indeed going to say to use the word to arrest people will be so grave, it will be so disrespectful and all of that, we can go through the court for subpoena.
Why all this bureaucracy? An ordinary Kwame Weeks.
I'm yet to understand that. I'm yet to understand that.
Right. like if it were an ordinary suspect out there, all of this.
We'll probably not,
one word from the investigator, the whole family will run outside.
I'm yet to understand.
And we make the law.
So, in other words, because sometimes we'll come to this kind of discourse, we want to be to avoid some statements that would seem or sound in the ears of other, people as being political. But again, the work we do, sometimes we find these challenges, arm twisting, all of this stuff. But there are people who are highly educated. Not only they didn't go to school here, they live in other developed countries. We Liberians, we always want to give reference to the United States of America.
Right.
Assuming this thing happened in the United States of America, would there be anybody sitting down in their homes and say,
even that person will be arrested? The person who's
the sitting president of the United States of America homes have been searched.
Yeah,
people have gone into a home and searched and took some documents from there. They call classified documents.
So somebody just sent me a message asking whether it is true that a counselor asked for medical leave, that she wants to leave, that she wants to travel out of the country.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge.
Another person is asking, did the private security have access to the home? I think you addressed that earlier.
No.
Okay. I think so far.
We have to be clear about this. The perimeter of because the house is sitting on 1 acre of land and sealed up, is surrounded by a concrete fence. So the officer enter into the fence, but they don't go into the house. That's the clarity. They are outside of the house, but within the fence. So I don't understand when you say have access to that. So that's how I understand to answer this. The officer enters the fence, they enter the fence and remain in the outside of the building.
Not in the house itself.
No.
They have access to the premises. Okay, Grace?
Others are also concerned. Why is it that there's so many people of interest? Why do you need statements from so many people to carry out your investigation? And another speculation came out that her honor came out through her window. So I just want you to clarify that.
No, coming out through the window is far from the truth. Maybe another incident that is yet to happen. Yeah, but this one, she didn't come outside of the house through the window. Has been speculated. It's mere speculation. That, you know, so others are saying, why would I want to talk to people, a lot of people? Then if so, there should be no investigation, right? This is criminal investigation. We can talk to as many people as we can. They say surplus in law means no harm. You can ask one question many ways, in many forms. Even you journalists. Yeah, there are ways you ask us one question and then you put it this way. If I'm not smart again, I'll fall in my own. Yeah. So that's how it looks. In every profession, there are ways, there are strategies. So if I talk to 1,000 persons, so be it.
In a developed country, like when this thing happen, the victim will be left on the spot, no matter the gravity of that, because sometimes they call 911. It will be the legal medical team.
We talk about challenges.
Right.
In a line of our duties. Those are some of the.
No, but she was still breathing, so they were taking her to safety.
So by the time she had life, they thought she would have survived the wounds. So they rushed her. So we're not really taking issue with that.
Okay.
We're not taking issue with that. But unfortunately, when she was rushed, she passed. So what we can rely on now is people, the first people who responded, who were there when this thing happened. Those that were attacked. They know how the attack went on, who attacked them, how many persons were there, what happened, and this, that, all of those. If we have had this thing ever since, we've gone somewhere.
Wow. So let's be clear. Besides, okay, which you managed to talk to on yesterday, her Honor herself, Councillor Scott, to your statement, you haven't talked to any other occupant of the house, right?
Until yesterday.
Well, you managed to talk?
Yeah, besides yesterday, there were, like I said, there were 5 ladies. One is deceased right now.
Okay.
And 4 of them, including herself.
Okay.
So we talked to her and 3 other persons.
Okay. So it was based on those accounts you said they need to come to the police?
Yeah. Based on that account, coupled with previous statement that we obtained from the security guards and other persons of interest.
And the concerted.
They're supposed to be there today at 10 o'clock.
Well, it was an invitation.
Okay.
To reply.
Oh, okay.
But we are confident, we are sure that in any case, the police will send you this invitation, you have to come.
Right.
Because that she got no reason to say no, we are not coming. No reason to do that because you are a victim.
Yeah.
Your child was killed in that kind of gruesome form and manner.
Yeah.
So police is doing all it can to get to the bottom of it to establish or to identify perpetrators.
Is it true that it was a ward in her house as opposed to it being her biological? I mean, those are things you probably want to say to the audience. Have you gotten that information? Because some of the press reports say that this was, a ward that she took, from a relative to stay with her.
Take care of her.
As opposed to it being her biological child. Because the audience the people will need to understand that.
They will need to understand. Again, but we have to be careful when we go into the life of other people, like privacy and other stuff. Though we are investigating, but we want to respect privacy of people. If she's not a biological child of this woman, she was a ward or a relative's child that she took from birth, and she reared her up to that point.
Child is a child.
The fact would be that that's a child. So I'm not to speak to that now.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Seku Sherry say, Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better.
Okay, folks, we decided to do that so you can listen to the entire interview or conversation. And let me say thank you to Mika, and you listen to what Prince, I don't want us to go to what Madam Scott said, what the other people said. Now, this is the head of the entire investigative team that is investigating this entire thing. Y'all listen to what he said, Prince Moluba. Y'all listen to it. Now, I'm not going to provide any analysis tonight. I want to see how honest we are. But one thing I want to say here, I think it is fair enough that the Minister of Justice recuse himself. Because according to the account of Madam Gloria Mususka, when the incident occurred, the very first person she ran to was the Minister of Justice. Now, before you run to someone, you must have had that confidence that such an issue, you ran to them. It means that you got a self-confidence in this person, and you could even tell him the actual story of what transpired. So the minister is a possible witness to this thing. So the minister should not be the one presiding, or when they do investigation, they send it to him for any other thing. No. It should not be the minister. It should not be the minister. Right? Because the minister now is like a party. But let's go to the lines and listen to you. You're listening to Colonel Prince Moluba, one of Liberia's best in terms of our investigation at the aim of the Liberia National Police. There you have it. I will not say anything tonight. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. Good evening. Yes, go ahead.
Let me say,
you're coming in very bad though. You need to do some adjustment though. Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you. Hello? Oh man, let's take another person. So hope you can do some adjustment there. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, get away.
Yeah, thank you very much. One of the people defending and connecting this to the executive.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. But Sekou, your first topic about the university students you discussed this evening is quite sad for educated people to be behaving like a Zogo in the country. And we see leadership have the country here, the president, they have all the security apparatus to see people behaving the way they're behaving. You see that, but we're quite unfortunate. Lastly, for me, the case, I want to really commend the Labor National Security. Some of us would have go detail and know the case in honor investigation, and the truth will come. But the information are then provided to the public. About the case here, we really want to get the end of it. And I want to commend the Labor National Security, the way they investigate the issue. For some of us, we now go to protocol side. We are waiting and we will need patience to see who really do the act. So thank you very much, Lord Secretary.
Good evening, Secretary.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity of this great evening to speak on the issue. By the way, Joshua, I'm a Falso AF going for district number 10. The big Christian, my resident to a former. Let me go straight to the issue of the late shower from Moses Scott. You see, we will discuss this thing for national judgment. We will not finalize anything for the police account. This is now screened to all. For 2018 up to 2023, lot of rich scaling bank going on in this country. There's no accountability. There's no responses coming from the police side. And if that folks who are heard that they said the woman should go and sell a testimony to the death of Pastor Dozo. And this coming in way, all of this is your uncle, your
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. William W. Football defender. Let me say thanks ever so much for the program. What I want to say here is that for people who know do the justice, and like you said from when you started the program, that Mr. D should step aside and to us up on the if you have him to go first of Mr. D. So we don't know what she had told the man. You know, like you said, because somebody you have trust me and you confide in that person, how do you take that as well? So then you step aside when everything is going on. But they just say, we want people to do the right thing. People can go ahead and that's not one thing. But the thing is graduate, we see everything.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me take DJ Lomas on the line. DJ Lomas.
Yes, good.
Good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Thank you very much, my young brother. Look, let me say this. You have been monitored by officials in the U.S., and I myself have been monitored. There are certain journalists and certain callers that have been monitored. And for where the police spoke today, I think it to be something very sensitive. And let me say this. Sekou continue to flare the issue, and when I get it from on the other side, I want the police to call me. I'm not going there. But when I get it from on the other side, the story is changing.
Yeah, the story changing.
7 Liberians from the government are going to be under sanction. Sanction is coming. Let me say this. Sanction is coming. What I get it from on the other side regarding to this identical investigation. Mr. Prince Monoba is doing work. And you're working. But what we getting from the other side is different.
Where you getting? Tell me, Papa. Where you getting?
I don't want to be invited by the police.
Okay, I take the responsibility of it.
Listen. Sekou continue to flare the issue. Let it be both points. What I got from the other side is different from what is going on now. The first thing there is the first question that came to me: why the police have to give the pallet to the family? And today they're telling that the family shouldn't get.
No, listen. Lomas.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The family themselves not doing well. When the lady was pronounced dead at the hospital, it is the family that took the body to St. Moses. So it was not police. By that time, police was not involved. So the lady, the very first person when they did that, she ran to was the justice minister. That's the reason why I said the justice minister is a party now to this thing.
No, they got question to answer.
Yes, so the justice minister needs to tell us what exactly the woman explained to him. So listen now. So my thing here is, we need to be asking Madam Scott, what was the intent of her being in a rush to take the body to the funeral home? Why didn't she wait? Because she already informed the justice minister. And knowing that the lady did not die under normal circumstances, she should have waited on the relevant institution to investigate, know the cause of death.
That is true. And that where my question came from the call I came from abroad today. And I keep asking. So, wherever the police, the first thing they told me, the police blown up. But then, when the woman lay complaint, the first time, the second time, they should have kept me.
No, my man, let's leave all that complaint. Listen, it tells you that complaint thing is a fiasco because the woman has access to the justice minister. When the thing happened,
my brother, my late brother, listen to me. They got a tape, and I don't have it. They play it and wanted to record. They said no. That Jefferson Kochi voice for her on an identical night. They got that recording.
What did Jefferson Kochi was saying?
Oh man, and they deny me for all outside of it, and they put it in a institution. Let me tell you.
No, listen now, Lomas. Yeah. You my own papa now. We together now. I'll get you the chance. Listen, what did you hear Jefferson Kochi say on that tape?
Oh man, I am telling you.
I just want you to explain now. Nobody will invite you.
No. I will talk it off air with you. What I'm seeing here, I want you to play the neutral role. If you play the neutral role, don't take side. Because the investigation will change tomorrow. When it changes tomorrow, certain people that were pushing things here, it will not be, look, you my brother. You think what I came to you on that day when you were threatening.
Yeah.
I am not there for opposition. I'm not there for imposition. I just want for Liberia to be better. That we all will live.
Sure.
I don't want to work for government. I do my private life. Yeah, in my private life, I'm moving.
But Loma, that other thing that you're talking me, I don't think you get you is out. I you say I would anyway. May you talk off air.
Listen. Things that we expecting. How it's going to be. I listen to Prince Monoba. Prince Monoba is a true security man. I know him well. For he don't know me, but I know him well. And that security thing we're doing, we have to be very careful. I can't let out there or training or today because I was training in Sierra Leone and other places. I came to Liberia. Nobody know me here to go to police station before. Even the day we were together, my own brother, my big brother, Godfrey, when that day he saw me, he spoke to me, I spoke to him. Sometimes he tell me, say, Lume, say all of these things. I said, no, I will not say all of it because I want Liberia to be fair. For me, I'm not doing it for myself now. Say, all the things you're doing, you're not doing it for yourself.
Sure.
You're doing it for your unborn children or your children to come tomorrow, that Liberia will be sweeter and be better for every one of us. This is the country that we have.
Thank
for
you.
me, I don't get that for opposition or imposition. I
Okay.
just want the country to be
Lomas,
sweet.
I will
May
call
God
you.
bless our country. May God bless the states. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lomas. Lomas say the thing hearing from the other side. Hey, my big brother. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Segu.
Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing?
Go ahead.
I'm Joseph calling for Francesco. Look, nothing why your man, DJ Lomen, they don't see that opposition team will discussing here. When you come in for a thing that year, sanction coming with 7%. That sanction, depending on the win election here, we're discussing serious matter. They say, what you hearing? What you hearing, you can't talk. Why you hearing Jefferson Cody say talking nasty, man? Are you kidding me? Like what DJ Lomen talking about, say, play Gunto? Before I see
me, I will call my man DJ Lomas after the show. Yeah, me, I won't see.
Before he tell you. Before he tell you. They don't want to come in. They want to going out when they call listen to a concert show. They can't out here. They can't say that they will be recording. I won't challenge that.
No, the man has his point too now. The man get it right to us.
No,
tell your own too.
Tell your own. You're going to be lying. You know how you'll be lying. You'll be going to be lying on your man. How you win election. Not about say we get 7% and on sanction. You are making a passing, huh? You try 3 sanction and that work. You put say you want the country. And let me say, Sebu, what you are saying about the Jesuit mission should stay away, and that one is that's the truth. Even when listen to one security on OKFM, the man said when the jury just asking about why the woman want to go to the Jesuit mission, the man said even now the Jesuit mission should be there. You should excuse yourself and be part of the investigation, and the police should be asking him what the woman went to him for.
Yeah. Because imagine under that condition, that woman could not go to her family member, no one else, but ran to the justice minister. It means that she must have that exclusive confidence in the justice minister. And the justice minister too, he took immediately police people sent it, which is not bad. Maybe that's how he runs the place, but he's a person of interest. That woman must have explained some personal things and how really that thing happened. So he needs to tell us. Hello? Hello? This person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Secretary, for the second time around. This is Alfonso Camara. I just want to share the clear message to all Liberians. Why the only alternative for this problem is to retire the people to the ballot pass come on October 10th. Let them retire them. Talking will not solve the problem. We are talking for another judgment. There was someone who going open mode. The government is pacaro. They don't hear, they don't listen, they don't adhere to our plans, they don't adhere to our disenchantment, our grievances. So what we can do is we get the power. They retire it. It's a social agreement. October is not far, 5 months from now. They pressure them politically. That's all. I rest my case this evening.
Thank you. Let's take another person here.
Yeah,
good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
My name is Daphne Sharif. I call from Rock Spring Community, Capital Pata.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
You getting me?
Go ahead, sir. You're live.
Hello?
Sir, please go ahead.
Hello?
Okay, let's take this person. Good evening.
Hello, Segu?
Yes.
Hello, brother. This is brother Arizona Kuya. I'm calling you from the one that people in. My man, I was started the show so much. I am a family. I will listen to your show. But I just want to say something. If you and DJ, I know Lomas, they get personal friendship issue that are only on your show that have tactics. Please, some of us we're not politicians, but we listen to your show and then we can get some idea from there too. And we apply it. Don't bring all kinds of guys on your show because you guys are friends. They can and so all kind of mere allegation, then say all kind of things that you ask you questions that they make an answer. Please, I beg you, we are here. I didn't keeping ourselves out of our mind, by listening to your shows and things. So please, continue, Lumina, let me say, Then go play with children to your horse. They should not play.
Hey,
Yeah.
I beg you about. You
Yeah,
leave
beg
DJ
you.
Loma, I beg you, man. The man has his own right to his opinion. I beg you, let's speak to the issues. Okay, let me take this person. No, we can't be doing that. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
How are you?
Go ahead.
I'm sure you get.
Hello?
Yeah, you getting me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure you get. Mr. Sharif,
Hmm.
you know, as good leaders, they believe you Mr. Sharif, who the same way you are responsible.
I'm getting you.
You getting me?
Hmm?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, you said?
I said,
Hmm.
the point manner in which you were discussing the issues yesterday, you are analyzing the entire thing.
My man, we're talking about today, oh.
Yeah, I come here, you say what I say believe. But I listen to you, I listen to DJ Lume. But the man said, the way you expect it, you should sit and watch. It will change the other way around. You say which way? Because the recording you play now, you simply trying to tell us, say, hey, indicting Madam Scott. There is an investigation. You have to give a chance until the end. But the way in which it's happening, Mr. Sherry, the way you expect it will not go that way. But that woman will never be brave to kill that lady. Like you said last time, you me. So I beg you, let's get a point a chance. Yeah, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We can disagree to agree. This is the beauty of the platform. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Seku.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Emmanuel Richardson, a member of a regular citizen, Sabo, and I call from Upper Carwell. And you see, the problem all in Liberia. You see one mason, or you see one carpenter, or you see someone who can face TV. We always want to call and discuss things that you don't have no knowledge about. Now, what's suffering Liberia? I tell you, today, if even you're discussing about economy over the land, you see capital calling, he acting like he know everything. Look, the people who and the police that are doing the investigation, who train the police? Who train the police? It was DJ Lomen United Party that trained the police guys. Today,
hey, my man, but let's speak to the issue. Let's leave DJ Lomel. DJ Lomel has his own right.
Today, these guys are acting like the police people that are doing all the investigation here. That President we are who train them. No, you people train the police guys. And we believe in fact, most of the guys were trained by Omeo. Today, you guys are acting like it was John we are who brought all these guys. We have to leave the police alone. Because let me say this to you, AB. These guys already have a mindset. Today, if even the police come up with objective report, these guys will be brave to say the police lie. Because why? They are already prehend. The only thing they want to hear that someone from the government care that particular gear. So anything you say on your platform, anything the police say.
Thank you. Let's take another person. Know that DJ Lome has his right to his opinion. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
My name is Stephen Sheriff at Rax Community Capital Bap.
You coming in Bado? Okay, let me take another person. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello, Sibu.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your program. My name is Stephen. I've been following your program throughout. My own analysis, even though I'm not a security personnel, like the previous caller just said, I am a listener. But to my own analysis, the police will hold Madam Star as a prime suspect. 90% interest. Not be sent to the Liberian people and to the war. Somebody can't tell me, say, your horse is accused and there's killing the whole then any people for investigation and you're giving out of misinformation to people. I don't want people who are prime suspect. That's my committee.
Thank you very much. This person here, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, how you doing?
Yes, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Richard Flumo coming from Bravo to be precise, Obonocha.
Okay, Bravo, go ahead.
Yeah, so you see that in the whole investigation, the honorable men that was speaking in the studio there, to be very frank, they are being very kind and moderate. If that could be like one of the journalists interview, if that could be a common person, another person could be behind bar. With all due respect, that lady need to be behind bar. The incident occurred in the house, and nobody knows who came and who went out. Who they should hold responsible? Hey man, for God's sake. This is not fair to common people. Because the woman has been an eminent person, so that one is trying to give all that respect to her. Why they feel happy when the horse was Boko Haram from the beginning or car was postal, he didn't go to the justice minister. Is it because the incident occurred that time she went to the justice minister? They think they're not fair to Liberian people. They are not fair to the common people, man. Because this woman is a stakeholder and she has been serving in her proper position. This is why they are feeding, they are protecting her. Because the young man that was, conducting a press conference, the man is an intelligent, officer about crime. He knows about crime. And he knows what is happening. But they don't want to, let the cat out of the bed. You yourself, you eat that, you know yourself in yourself, you are a watchdog of society. You don't know what is happening. But it's just that because the people are stakeholders and they know what it means, they get a material craft. All of them know what it means and what they're trying to do. They did them, this person could be a common person. By the time that person is vanquishing them back. Up to now.
Okay.
Okay. This is the problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We do appreciate. We take more calls tonight. And this is it. We allow you to express your hey. Okay, so more calls coming in on the program. We take more calls on 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. This person, good evening.
Good evening, once again, Secretary. I just want to focus to say this statement or just let the land who made.
My man, speak to the point. Don't talk to somebody. To your own.
Yeah, but if we come on the disco, we take our political cameo on us and lay on the table and push the reality. How can a woman be arrested when they all were under attack? That net. Hey, look, go. We tell this country, man. Seriously.
Thank you. This person here. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for your talking to my son. But look, let me tell you something like somebody right there just said. This justice we're talking about, when you go before the temple of justice, you see a monument there where a lady was killed in her hand, and you see her face car. That portrays that justice is blind. But in the case of our official in this country, justice is not blind to them. The justice is only for the poor man. Because like what my brother was just saying, if that had happened to my house, my door was sealed, and someone was killed in that house, whether I know or not, I would not be person of interest. I would be the prime suspect, and by this time, this old man Ruben sitting here, he will be in prison. But I'm telling you, I applaud the police. Let them continue with the investigation, and God going to show out the truth. Where it comes from, God going to show it. Thank you very much for the opportunity to give me. May God bless you and God bless the show.
Thank you very much, this person. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello? Yeah, good evening. This is the roof and I'm calling from Budget tonight. Thank you for your plenty education. But for me, my own concern is they say they get what they kill, the other one will so the one that they hear what she is today, because I think she will be one of the witnesses to attack, because someone can get physical wound there without remember that person. Maybe it's one of the status of that person, but now everybody is blaming the person that Mususko. How would they get our hair? What condition? Where she is? If that woman is around now, or they know where about. I think she will be the new. Although they think all the procedures they think. So even now they calling for autopsy. The autopsy coming to prove what? The autopsy will not say the person that killed, whether that male or female. The issue are the autopsy, the thing why you conduct autopsy to know the cause of death. The thing are established. I don't know what did they call for autopsy again. So in the country, no justice for all in the country. So we got to stay for ourselves. We got to stay for ourselves in the country.
Okay, thank you. This person. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Seco.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. The first of all,
What's your name, sir, please?
Yeah, I'm Richard Fumo.
Calling from where?
I'm calling from Kubonosha, Province.
Province. Okay, go ahead. Just be audible, please.
Yes. Somebody said the woman was attacked. And they have private security. Where was the private security? And when this attack occurred?
According to Colonel Prince Moluba, the private security said they did not notice any intruders.
Then the question now is then if there was an attack, where the person passed, because the area is barricaded, and I live Broadway. Normally I go to town, I can see the hall. It's well fenced with barbed wire and also glass bottles. So the issue is that other have been saying, let's be honest, and we need to do something, to be very honest with ourselves. If something has gone wrong, let the counselor, let she come and say, hey, if there was some couple between family member and incident occur, that should be said. People should not point finger at people and just malign people's character. This is wrong. This is wrong. Because private security were there, and other bystanders were there, and Prince Monda said the thing. They didn't see nobody coming out, nobody going in. Thank God. Where are we?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay, I'm James Fremont. I'm calling from Cardwell.
Cardwell, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I want to appreciate the way you handled that case with the Lebanese man. You are a good journalist, very good journalist. But what I want to say is that the case is presently active. You shouldn't put it over the radio. You are creating, certain kind of, it will not be balanced. Please leave it with the security. Don't go into it.
I did not say anything here today. I played what the security person himself that investigating. What he said is what I played.
Yeah, Mr. Cherry, what investigation is going on?
No, there's nothing about this thing that you need to talk about, Chief.
No,
you need to update the public.
Then you be pressured in it. You get people today telling you. Yeah, you got people
I didn't get
saying,
you. You said I'll be doing what?
Yeah, okay, then you be compromising the entire.
I compromise the case here when I'm not party to the case.
No, okay, yeah, Mr. Sherry. You have people saying that.
By me discussing what I'll be doing.
Yeah, please, Mr. Sherry, please. Okay, you have people saying that the woman should be arrested. You have people saying that the government. So let's leave the thing with the security. Find another topic. There are a lot of issues. You can't be running along with the case like this. You see, Mr. Sherry, I really admire the way you handle things.
Okay, Chief. Thank you very much. Yeah, let me go on and take another person. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Yes, go ahead.
Abraham Anthony. I'm calling from Boisville.
Yes.
Somebody tried to say why the lady have to go to Justice Minister. That lady is a high-profile lady, and she know the Justice Minister. That's what she have done before. If she have a problem, I don't think it's a problem to go to the Justice Minister. You can call the Justice Minister now. What did the woman say? Say what she told the Justice Minister is far different from what she said in her previous interview done with the police. Well, then we have something to say about that. And besides that, the lady have complained for 2 different times before the incident. When the first attempt was made, she didn't cover her mouth. She said something about it. She reported it. The second one, she also reported it before this one happened. All that one there, the police have not done anything prior to that time to prevent the incident until it happened. Then they try to blame her. Yeah, you can investigate her. But I think that the person who is accused should have been held as a prime suspect too. And why would you be shifting it to the woman? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take another call here. Good evening.
Yes, hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, this is Jasper calling from Broadview.
From Broadview, go ahead.
Yeah, first I must appreciate you for what you are doing, even though I heard one or two persons say it should not be something that you should bring to the public, but I think that is an error. I must admit, in this situation, technically, the former justice minister is not doing something good in this case because she knows almost everything when it comes to legal matter or security matter. Let's take, for example, that body being taken to the hospital for whatsoever, and she passed off. Once that body is already dead, the person is dead, there is no right given to any of the family to even go take that body to carry it to any funeral home.
Thank you.
That body must be in the hands of the police till all security network is connected to know actually what happened to that lady, how she was killed, what instrument was used to kill her, how can they detect those instruments, or should be in the confirm of the police or state security. Two, I think she being the old justice minister in such a situation, who do you go to first? The police. Going into confidence with another chief justice or whosoever in itself has some compromising interest over there. Three, let's look at the issue as per what the police director was just going through. You have two private security from an institution plus another one who is much more a special confidant to you. You have called for help, and everybody is trying to come at your help. According to the statement, those security could not even have access to the house. Managed by all means forcibly to get in, no way until the key was again given back to them to open that door. Now look at the characters that were in the house. Why should a security personnel come to help? Then you say, don't enter here. You have what they call the armed robber in there. You know the armed robber, or you can fight the armed robber more than the security. I think this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me take another person, and more Liberians speaking out tonight. This is it. Issues of today on Voice of Liberia. Hello.
Yes, a pleasant good evening to you, Emmanuel. How are you doing?
Good down, Emmanuel Aseku.
Oh, veteran. Wow. They are two generals of our time. How are you doing?
Go ahead, brother. Let's hear you.
Okay. The name is Neighbor Divan Cheerful, the political apostle, and I do join you from district number 16. Let me appreciate you for the platform. But I'm hearing certain information that says that and Councilor Ferguson, who has labeled this allegation on Sally Taylor and that of the chairman coach, said that, and he retried his statement, said that it is not true. He was just doing it to pull the government to do the.
According to some sources, he said it was just a lead he was giving to the police.
Okay, but the thing is that if any information is coming from the household, the guy who labeled this allegation, then I don't think that the need is there for us to pull and haul or to even do any kind of thing about autopsy. So the one thing need to be put away because the man who do it here, then he's trashing his own information out. Then definitely means that I don't think we will have to waste our time on the case here. But however, to conclude, I'm seeing some politics that is playing that this thing is turning around the other way. Because what happens is that if you look at the CDC, and the reason why I say that, I always say to people is that I say if the strategy or the tactics of CDC, if they will all be used on a positive basis, then I think on a watch at government, I think that this country will go forward. Because while CDC, they are noted of organizing or negative strategy to make things low, for things to turn on against the side. Because if you look the case and the way the case going on, the case going against what the victims, which is why when I got go, if you see the party challenge in front of
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Let me take another person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
No, Barago, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Augustus calling from Bomi County.
Go ahead from Bomi.
Oh, you see, Bro Sheku, the way people behaving about this woman, daughter's death, like people don't even have the remarks to really be in sympathy with the woman. I heard somebody on the radio saying the woman did not even inform the justice minister. Like that, not even in the country. But the woman told us that when the first and second attempt were made, she elected the police and even the justice ministry. You understand? And then people even coming up and saying that this woman here, in fact, is involved into the killing of her own daughter that she read from 1 year old up to the age she is with all what she been doing. And people say, in fact, the police, the police security that were on her compound, they now have a trace of people entering. But not in the country when President Red TV got missing from here, where he got all the securities around near place. The TV got missing from here, yeah. Up to now, they can never tell how that TV left and I play. All the security he got. So for me, for people to be accusing that woman that she was the one that killed her daughter, for it left between they and their God, either her did it, go with her, but it not go. I mean, if it's not her and people trying to accuse her falsely only because of political connections, they will see the wrath of God, and God will speak in the wrath of the case. They will not go free.
Okay, thank you very much. This person, hello.
Yeah, Seku. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, Lawrence Spencer.
Yeah, thank you, my brother, and I'm in Johnsonville.
Okay, brother, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, for me, I think one of the brother was trying to make a point, Seku. For me, I get issue with the entire population, the way we handling this case. They have been seriously politicized. They have been seriously politicized, and I think it's unfair to the judicial system. The CDC guys trying to make it appear that this madam is the one who murdered her own daughter. And at the same time, other people saying it is people from the regime that murdered this person. So I think what we need to learn here is we should allow sometimes justice system to work. Even though the justice system herself have been very lackadaisical, but again, this is the one we have. We cannot go to the Kenyan justice system. We cannot go to the Sierra Leone home. So this is our own justice system that we have to give chance. I mean, too, but yeah, the madam is always saying that the police is trying to play politics with the kids. So everybody getting political is bad. You see, when you do these kind of things, then you leave room for so many allegations here. There, John will be accusing Paul, Mary accusing Martha, and the thing just continue all over the place. Hello?
Go ahead, you live, brother.
Yeah, so for me, I don't have much to say to Nasibu on this topic. All I want to say is let's give the system a chance. Come here. Please, let's give the system a chance.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much. We should give the system a chance. Hello? Hello?
How are you?
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Jim Fleming calling from Panama. Sebu, you are advocating today for the Liberian people. You say you want justice. But Seku, your fellow journalist station was closed down. Since then, you are now spoken, you are now advocated for the government to open that station.
Which fellow journalist radio station?
Patrick Honda. You have now spoken about it.
Patrick Honda?
Yes.
His station was closed down. It was open before, it was closed down before?
Okay, the government, they passed the order that the government should open the station.
So, but who were on the man? The man has all his documents now.
What?
It is because he cannot afford to open the station. That's the reason now. The station
Oh,
has
he
not
cannot
opened.
afford?
Oh, but they not get it, man. They made document. They make a document, ba.
No. They will not get a ruling. Government has not given
ruling. The man has the right now to open his radio station.
Yeah, but in that,
since
The
then,
man is
they
still
take
trying to look for money to do it, brother.
ah.
You oh, that's why you went out here. You say, oh, so you know the real story. I get the real story, and then you run away. Maybe the man waiting for.
Hello,
Hello.
Segu.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
I call him Hello, man. In the country.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me move to you. Everything I have in this country is good.
Eh?
I said, there is no politics. I will be go to you. Anything I have in like because they take it to be politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened? I will tell you. How two children I get what they carry there. That fought they were beating our two children. I get no what happened to our friend. So I get one of the best person to really explain about what happened in our house. That woman will never explain anything good. Only I get when in the hospital I get him as I didn't want to explain the fact. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me take this. Sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Seku.
Good evening.
How are you? How are you, sir? Yeah, good evening. I'm
Yeah.
DT. We're calling from District 17.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a question.
No, not
Were
me.
were they get stabbed or she were in a laboratory? She was choked. I want to understand.
I know that one there. Oh, maybe that the investigators will come over here.
All right, thank you, Seku. Then the next thing is that we, the Liberian, we are not honest. We sat right here and somebody from we America were accusing Jabari Koji and you never came over here to say no and leave the police let them investigate. But because this case is turning around on the other side, so people now are saying that they should allow the police to carry out the investigation. Let me tell you something. Let me just remind you people. I stand to be corrected. You can remember the Inja Toba case?
Mm-hmm.
That woman killed her own daughter in a house, choked that girl to death. And the man and the woman realized that they did evil. What they did to justify themselves, they hanged that girl. And telling the Liberian people that the girl was hanged. I mean, she hanged herself and she destroyed herself. It was the same police that investigated until we found out the actual story. I want to believe something happened in our house. Something happened in our house. Because the security at the gate should be the first person that should be touched by the intruder. That's how it's supposed to be. Or you're telling me the intruder just appear in the compound unknown to the security and move in your house and cause the problem. Well, I'm not a security man, but from my layman knowledge, I can tell you something happened out of the fault in our house and somebody choked their friend to death or something happened that they tried to. I don't want to talk much, but we'll see it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Let me take this person here. Oh, sorry for you. Hello. Hello.
Segu.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
This is Emmanuel Smith.
Hmm.
And I'm phoning from District 6. You know, Seku, sometimes I tend to wonder, what side you really on in terms of advocacy. Because sometimes
you can be confused, eh?
I can be confused. Seku, sometimes you pretend to be in the interest of the ordinary people. But Seku, from what I have observed about you, Seku, you are being paid either by the government.
Being what?
You are being paid by the government.
So you alleging to that again, oh?
Seku,
do you have proof to that?
Let me give you some of the reasons for which I'm saying what I'm saying.
Do you have answer before you give me reasons, please? Do you have proof to
but
what
the reason I'm trying to give you now, Chief?
Mm-hmm. Emmanuel Smith, go ahead.
Yeah, Seku. Sometimes when I listen to you, the way you analyze things against people in the opposition, it reminds me about the day you were with Freedom FM. But again, then I turn to think that, oh yeah, okay, yes, this is the man that was on Freedom FM before. So what do you expect? Sometimes, Figu, you need to be sincere. Like one of the callers was saying to you, you have never one day condemned the government for not opening Patrick Honda's radio station.
But why should I condemn the government when the very same Patrick Honda has never wanted good of me?
So you
listen to me now. Listen to me. Hello. Yeah. Do you want me to tell you what did I go through in the hands of Patrick Honda when they were running things in this country? Do you know that it is because
you
hello,
only came to
hello,
prominence during George
hello,
Weah government.
hello.
Yeah, I'm listening, Sekou.
Do you know that because of Patrick, I needed to resign from a radio station? Do you know of that?
I don't know that.
So you don't know, you don't
But
say
if
it,
you,
right? So
but what
listen,
was Patrick Honor's role at the time?
listen, no brother. I have my radio station. When the foreign national attacked me, what did Patrick do?
Which foreign national?
You didn't hear that someone threatened me?
I was even one of those that were calling on the government to do something about it.
So listen, did you hear anything from Patrick?
Oh, but are you not aware that Patrick Honor's radio station is not open?
Hey, my man, they get it, man. All the men get all the document. So Tina, we in the media, my man. You know what? Tina, listen, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Listen now, we're having a conversation.
Yeah, let's have a conversation on this.
So Patrick has all it takes legally to open his radio station. It is true that it is true that.
Why are you not advocating for the expenses that he made for this government to pay his expenses?
So I'm an advocate for him to get money so he can go open it when he say he want open radio so he get the money, eh?
So the man spent his money, he got his equipment, he spent all his money to get everything intact on
hey, my man, another thing we're talking about, we're not going to waste our time on that thing there. My man, a private radio station are open here, right?
Let me learn so other people can make a point. Sekou, from this beginning of this week, they have proven to me that your advocacy is not something to be trusted. You are either a pay agent of the government, and you sit on that platform, and you want people to believe that you're in the interest of the people, but you are being paid by government to propagate government's message.
So, brother,
yes, I'm listening.
You see me, we have a conversation. I will not cut you off. You know, nobody will. So listen.
Yeah.
The Patrick Honda you're speaking of today, he supported the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, right?
Yeah, which you found out.
Listen now.
At the time, it was bad.
If I support the George Weah administration, I have no regret. If
even
they give me, I have no regret.
Then you need not to call other people to come and support you when you're being threatened with people within the government.
That's how you see it, right?
Oh yeah. What did you call on people to come and join you in supporting you?
So why you two
who is then sponsored by George Weah to do you?
So why you two you want me to talk for Patrick Honda when he cannot speak for himself? Because when they had the power, he did not.
To be in the interest of the people. You are claiming to be in the interest of the people. That's what I'm saying. For today, I do not trust your advocacy. You are a pay agent and you are on a platform just to propagate government message. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. At least I get a platform. And you know, I gave you the time. This is what about me. I will let you to express yourself and I respect your view. And I have no regret if even I sit here to defend the government, I'm not answerable to either you, Emmanuel Smith, and no one I'm answerable to. I'm answerable to myself because what my conscience is what I try to please, not you, Emmanuel, you from opposition. So anything I say, you are not lucky. The day I praise the opposition, that day you will call Emmanuel, you say all the good things about me. But because today now it is not with you, you see it different. Let me take this person. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sekou.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Selareko calling from Momotan Douala.
Momotan, let's go. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sekou, don't mind these people for them to take attention from the topic that we on tonight. Yeah, it's human lives have been lost.
Yeah.
But Sekou, what I can say here, according to really the estimation that the chief investigator gave, that woman is the one that killed the girl. If the laboratory are afraid to tell her you will see a Sekou, and we hear the woman is the one that killed the girl. She killed the girl because the girl and the other girl that got wounded, they were torturing with one another. She got angry and went and sprayed at their face. So that both of them killed the girl.
Let me take another person here. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sekou, thank you for the program. But I want to ask a question, please.
You want to ask me?
No, not you. I just want to ask, the public. Maybe somebody could help too. Yeah, my question here is that was it the government that gave the body out to the woman, to the former Chief Justice?
No, it was not the government though.
Wow. Then the second question: all those that were in the house, where are they?
So the one of the victims that they said that had injuries during the process.
Yeah.
She's currently seeking medication at one of the local hospitals. And then the relatives, I think they've been under the police jurisdiction, something like that. I think they're where they are.
But can we say now that the investigation is ongoing?
That is of sure. It is.
Now, if we will say so, then for me, I will have a problem. Because I think the first thing is that it should be the government giving the body out to that woman before they can get that body to Simose.
No,
but
what happened here? What happened according to what the Prince Moluba and others are saying? When they took the body, the former chief, they took the body they took the girl to one of the local hospitals, thinking that she was still alive.
All right.
So when they got there, I think they pronounced her there, and then the family members took the body to Simose.
No, they were wrong.
So that the thing I
They
said,
were wrong.
what was
This is
the
a government
intent?
Now, you see what they have done, and then they come out accusing another person without even going through investigation, and they carry out the body. So the question now, who gave you all the right?
And what was the intent? You know, under the security issue, they will ask you, what's the intent of your action?
Yeah, what
you knew
it for?
You knew that this girl did not die the right way. Why didn't you wait?
But the government can come in.
And in fact, in the press release of Madame Gloria Mususkat herself, she's complaining that the people, the owner of St. Moses is refusing to give them the body because he said he received direct instruction from the police director and that of the justice minister. So like I said, why are you even requesting the body?
Yeah, after you took the body.
Why are you requesting? In fact, let's agree that, that different person took the body there. But why are you requesting the body now when you know that there's ongoing investigation?
Of course. So you just remain quiet and let it fall into the hands of the government and let the government decide and say, well, you can take your body anywhere. We proceed from here. Then, of course, you're free.
Yeah,
but
so with all these kinds of things against, it points some fingers to, what they're doing, because any rational person would think another way, say, why is it Madame Gloria Mususkat, why are they requesting the body? For what purpose? Knowing fully well that you are a legal person and know how this lady died, she did not die the right way.
Of course. And you being a former chief justice that knows the law, and you're requesting for the body on which intent now? Tell me. Then lastly, if I will ask, can you help, if you will, the age of the person that passed out?
Honestly, I don't want to give false information. I don't know. I don't want. Yes.
Okay. Okay, you are right. Thank you anyway.
Thank you.
We are following it. The rest should be quiet. And the guy that's speaking from the state, accusing people here, I don't know whether you got satellite in, like brother, recalling everything. He should be brought down here. Yeah, I know very well.
Yeah, Jerome,
anyway, they are loyal. They can do that. Society sign, not get here, and take their time to defend one another. We know all these things anyway.
I know, right? Let me take another person here. Hello.
Hello, Sekou.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to tell you, you are a white girl of the society. Don't mind people when they come on the national platform to come with a sentiment. You don't need to bow by that. What is the truth, say the truth. And the truth shall set you free. I mean, people coming to accuse you that you are a collaborator and other things, I don't think you should be deterred. What you are saying and what you are saying, that's why sometimes we monitor this radio station. I don't think you need to be deterred by anybody.
Sure.
If they have an issue with you, maybe they come into, with a sentiment, maybe they can come and address you, or they come and tell you, man, this is what you did to me. So I just want to culture you, do your job. That's why you are being trained for. But the fact to me about this really issue, someone was talking, Madam Selina, somebody, Harry Guida to our and a hotel. Where they met the body behind the executive mansion. Why? So the fact with me is that, the people are not actually telling us the truth. More especially the Moses family, they need to be honest and tell the police. We are human beings. Things are happening. Let me tell you before I conclude. Human beings normally were easy to come together, but difficult to stay together. That's the thing that happens. There's still an interest, some things happen. The old man should be bold. I know people will can't say, because the government want to accuse, government want to lay blame, but the fact with me is that thing, there was some senator voted that still went on there. There was a fight in that place because you have a security and they are not access to your door, your room. Damn it. Thank you very much. Yeah?
Thank you very much. I'll take another person here. Hello.
Hello, Sekou.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Imar Smith from Washington this evening. Sekou, Imar Smith, man.
No, lead the man. The man has his right. Leave it. Go ahead. Please speak to the issue.
Right, but for each time you always got to defend when you don't have to defend. See, we are talking about some in government that where new in society, permanent person, something happening for the state to or the state to see how they can run out of investigation. Then you just there talking things that are not supposed to say. The young on the street want to know. It's from the family or it's from the settlement. They don't want to know. You're that saying things.
Okay, so the news is coming up next. Thank you. I'm going to take roughly 3 more calls, then we move on for the news. Hello? Oh, too bad. Let me take this person. Yeah. The calls are too many. This person. Good evening.
Yeah, hello, Sekou.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
My name is Jeremiah. I'm calling from Kakata.
Kakata, go ahead.
My brother, you see, this thing that is going on actually, it's just doubting someone else. Because Madam Scott being state person, I can say, you want them that don't have CC camera in your building? Besides that, because of the action that went on, they said there was nobody that is so entering the compound. Eh? And the security was in the compound. That kind of a building that I'm looking at, it's not that like all of common building where the place just empty, the place where sit up. There can action that have go on. Now when investigation is going on, they have to give the security the chance to carry on the investigation. Because if that kind of a thing go on, can you imagine? Where she said she even used pepper spray in the door eye. Then one time when she used the pepper spray, it was on the scene that the person escaped or how the person got away. And how she also left from there after using the pepper spray. So the whole investigation, the whole thing is just fishes. Can you imagine? And second, what I want to say, this Emmanuel man who just came started to I can say, thank you. We're not discussing a Padre Honda researching or what have you. If you know that you are going to Padre Honda, let him come and carry on investigation. But we are discussing life.
Okay.
Then why you go on the platform to accuse of you now flying Padre Honda on a case the time you are asking the question, do you have a problem that will own you? Padre Honda else say anything? Yeah? Because of you now trying to serve as I call the watchdog of this country. You are not care about you. Padre Honda not say anything. The Padre Honda case you call about then why he expect to do? Why he in my why he did? Consider about Padre Honda why he did?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello? Oh, too bad. This person. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
good evening. So good, this is Jackie calling from Clay from me County.
Yeah, let's hear you.
All right, thank you for your show this evening. You know, all of these things are going on. I want to blame the security people because from the day the woman tried to inform the security people about a new person visiting her parents, they should have taken that information serious.
Oh man, you left the line. I hope you can call us back. I'm gonna take the last person, then we take our commercial break, then we go for the news up next. My name is Sekou Sharif, and indeed you're listening to the program Issues of Today, right here on Voice of Liberia 104.1, coming to you live from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. This issue, you have diverse, views. There are some other people that think that it is not. Others see another way. But that's the beauty of what we do here. Give you the time, disagree to agree, and so we can have the discussion, and then we move ahead in making Liberia a better place for every one of us, not for a particular person. And so that is how it is. Let me hold the calls now. Tomorrow, we're not going to be here. Tomorrow is it's a resting time. And we'll be back here on Thursday, and we'll resume the program, and we'll continue to talk the issues that matter to Liberia.
With slow internet, do you want super fast?